How rare is your personality? Let's take this quiz and find out together. Have you ever wondered how unique your personality is? By answering a series of questions about your preferences and tendencies, you'll discover which of the 16 Myers-Briggs, or as some people call it MBTI, personality types best describe you. Each personality type is characterized by a combination of 4 traits: extroversion and introversion, sensing and intuition, thinking and feeling, judging and perceiving. You'll also learn how common or rare your personality type is among the general population. Extroversion versus introversion. Let's take a few questions to figure out if we're extroverts or introverts. When you're stressed out, you would rather be by yourself or around friends. In school, you were or are most likely to be voted quietest or most popular. You would rather spend the afternoon reading a good book or planning a party. Okay, let's tally our results. And if you mostly got the book icon, you are an introvert. If you mostly got the party hat icon, you're an extrovert. Either make a note or remember which one you are, because you're going to need to know at the end of this quiz to get your full result. The next thing we're going to look at is sensing versus intuition. You prefer art that is realistic or abstract? You tend to remember facts or ideas? You identify more with real people or fictional people? Okay, let's tally these results. And if you mostly got the fork icon, that means you are sensing. If you mostly got the magnifying icon, that means you're intuitive. So again, just keep these in mind, write them down, remember them. It's going to help you when you get your final result in a few minutes. Next, we're going to look at thinking versus feeling. If you get in a fight with a friend, you take it in stride, or it totally ruins your day. Which one is more like you? You are more likely to be called serious or sensitive. You tend to be rational, or are you more emotional? Okay, let's tally our thinking versus feeling results. If you answered more of the puzzle piece, you are thinking. And if you answered more of the heart, you are feeling. Let's move on to our final dimension. This is going to be our final dimension, which is judging versus perceiving. When figuring out what you want to do in your life, you have a careful plan, or you just see how things will go. Your closet is neat and very organized, or a bit of a chaotic mess. You prefer a formal setting or a more casual setting. Okay, these are the last results we're going to tally. And if you answered more of like the organized dots, you are judging. And if you answered the crazy little squiggly line, you are perceiving. So now for the scoring, take each letter that you got and form a little acronym. So you'll either be extroverted or introverted for the first one, sensing or intuitive for the second one, thinking or judging, or thinking or feeling for the third one, or judging or perceiving for the fourth one. And this is your result. And let's look at all the results real briefly. If you got ISTJ, that's the most common personality. This personality type is disciplined, realistic, predictable, and honest. and about 14% of the population has this personality. So even if you don't have this personality, there's a really good chance that you are close to somebody who does, because that's almost like 1 in 7, 1 in 6 of the population. The next result we're looking at is ISFJ, and this is a somewhat common personality. If you have this personality type, you're stubborn, you tend to be conservative, and that doesn't mean politically conservative, that just means conservative in your life. This does not measure your politics at all, I just want to say that. But it does mean you have like a small c conservative personality. You're trustworthy and you're caring. And this is about 13% of all people. So again, even if you don't have this personality type, you're very likely to know people who do. The next personality type is ESFJ. It's a lot like the previous one, except it's the extrovert version. Again, this is another one that's somewhat common. It means that your personality type is generous, you're accepting, you're humble, and you're considerate. About 11% of all people have this personality. So another one that you're going to run into no matter what in your life, pretty much. And the next one is ESTJ. Now we're starting to get into the rarer types. I consider this personality type to be somewhat rare. It says your personality type is serious, fair, independent, and competent. And this is about 9% of all people. The next personality type, which is again another one that's somewhat rare, is ENFP. And this personality type is enthusiastic, it's giving, but at the same time, it's a little bit cautious and loyal. So I consider this someone who kind of has a difference between their inner circle and their outer circle. And this is 8% of all people. The next type is ESFP. Again, another one that is somewhat rare. If you haven't figured it out yet, we're going from most common to least common. This personality type is playful, charming, open-minded, and energetic. 7% of all people have this personality. This personality, I think, really shines. So it's a little bit unique that way. Not everybody has it. But again, I think we've all met someone like this. ISFP, this is actually the introvert flip side of what we just looked at. Another somewhat rare type. Caring, peaceful, artistic, calm, and 7% of people have this personality. I think this is a harder personality to find. Like, of course, you'll probably know someone who has it at some point in your life, but because it's kind of rare and it's kind of introverted and the interests are so artistic, I feel like these people tend to be more in the background. ISTP, another somewhat rare personality type, reserved, methodical, spirited, and intense. So this personality type, I think, tends to be really subdued, but then they can be very energetic about whatever they're into. And this is only 6% of all personality types. The next personality type, INFP. Okay, we're now moving into the very rare personality types. This personality type is dreamy, romantic, elegant, and expressive. I think we all know somebody who's kind of like this. It's kind of an artistic or just, I don't know, artistic hobbies, artistic interests. Anyway, this is 5% of all personality types. Next, ESTP. This is an interesting personality type to me because it's very rare, but it's also an extrovert personality type. Anyway, dominant, driven, poised, self-aware. This is like one of those typical leader types. 5% of the population has this personality type. INTP, another very rare one. This is always thought of as like the goofy professor personality. Goofy, imaginative, relaxed, and brilliant. 4% of the personality, 4% of the population has this personality. So you can see we're getting really, really low, really, really rare in the personality spectrum. Here's another rare type, ENFJ. I always am so interested in these rare extroverted types. Dramatic, expressive, proud, and demanding. I think we've all known people like this, even though it's a very rare personality type. I think it like takes up the room, so to speak. Only 4% of the population has this personality type. ENTJ, again, another very rare personality type. Energetic, romantic, optimistic, and brave. 4% of all people have this personality type. ENTP, another very rare type. Optimistic, curious, enthusiastic, open to the world. 4% of people have this personality type. Got a few more rare types, just a couple more. INTJ, This is like stereotypically a very rare type, because just very few people are introverts, very few people are sensing versus no, sorry, intuitive versus sensing. So the I and the N are very rare in general. Very rare type, logical, uncompromising, independent, and nonconformist. Some people consider this to be like a computer programmer type, or INTP. Just kind of a fun fact. Only about 3% of all people have this personality type. INFJ, this is the rarest personality type. Introspective, principled, self-critical, and sensitive. 2% of the population has this type. So anyway, these are the 6 types, and depending on where you are on the spectrum, you can see how rare or how non-rare your personality is. I wouldn't say common, but non-rare. Conclusion, and I truly believe this, there is no right or wrong personality type. Embrace your uniqueness, celebrate your diversity, and just let's celebrate the diversity of all the personality types out there. I hope you liked this fun little quiz. Please comment and let me know which personality type you got and if you think that it fits you. That helps me make these quizzes more accurate. It gives me good feedback. So if you could take a moment, if you enjoyed it or you thought it was interesting, and let me know what you think of your result and what your result was, I would really appreciate it.